Dressed up Rant in his bow tie and white shirt, his black patent leather shoes and belt, his plain regular Easter egg hunt. It's now turned into a race against death. His little hands are knocking flowers to one side, busting stems. His feet tramping down petunias. Crushing carrot tops. With every heartbeat, Rant can feel the poison in his hand pump closer to his brain. The sting of the bite fading to numb. First his hand losing feeling, then most of his arm. His mom come outside to find him panting in the dirt, face down in the compost pile that's left of her garden. Dirt struck to the web of tears spread out around each green eye.
So they left him there.
Hey.
They got in their car and drove off to Easter morning service. Again, at that moment, the end of what he wishes would last forever.
Rant never found more than those 3 eggs. They come home and that's all he had to show for a whole day of hunting. 3 eggs in that spider bite. His hand already shrink back to kid size. That spider, it's that black widow spider that got Rant hooked on poison. Even after Mrs. Casey waded up into a garden, all the plants mashed and dug up, she couldn't find a single one of the Easter eggs she'd hid. The rest of that summer, her garden was ruined. Another week and Mr. Casey's yard would be too.
Get this, Rant told me he found all the eggs, then stashed them in a box hidden in some barn or shack. Every week he'd sneak out 2 or 3 eggs and stick them in the deepest part of the grass, just before his dad would mow the lawn. But by then the eggs had turned fungally brown and the worst even kind of rot. Every time his dad ran over one with the power mower, they'd explode, stink everywhere. The lawnmower blades on the grass, all over his father's boots and pant legs. Rant hand-painted egg grenades, turned them into landmines. The lawn and the garden were both disaster areas. Rant said into the chain-link fence was a jungle. Black sticks sprayed on each other's side of the house. Everything gone so wild you couldn't even see the porch. Driving up, you'd think no one lived there.
He dyed eggs gray with a red stripe, made to match CS Gas ABC M7A2 rock grenades. Light green with a white top half to be an ANM8 smoke grenades. Miss Casey, she bottled the leftover boiled waters. Jars of bright red and yellow, blue and green. They were all she had left of her garden. So, the sun couldn't fade them, so she put the jars in the back of a cabinet above the fridge. Rest of the year, Rant used to sneak out drops of those colors. Summer into Christmas, he'd dig his dad's dirty shorts out of the laundry pile. And Rant would eyedrop his spots of yellow in the crotch of every pair. After every sit-down piss, Mr. Casey would dangle his dick, trying to get out the last stray drop. Blot him with a square toilet paper, but every week more yellow spots in his shorts. It almost killed his paw when Rant switched to using drops from the red food color.
Rant's favorite way to skip work was to put a red drop of food coloring in each eye and tell his boss he had conjunctivitis. You know, pink eye. For weeks seeing sick leave, he'd use red to imply hepatitis. Rant's master stroke was arrived at his job and let someone see his eyes, red or yellow, and make his boss force him to go home. Rant would arrive at my place with bright yellow eyes, and we'd curse the field for a tag team.
Mr. Casey spent big bucks trying to cure a bladder infection he never did have. He swallowed so much antibiotics he couldn't take a solid poop for more than a year.
Before he died, Rant gave me a white, hard-boiled egg. He said he had written something on the shell with white wax. It was impossible to read, white wax and white shell. If anything happened to him, Rant said, only then could I dye the egg and read the message. But now, the egg is so old I'm afraid to touch it. If the shell cracks and white smell that comes out, I'll be evident.
After Rant took off to the city, after he died, the FBI come and grilled me. You should have seen how their eyes light up when I told them about the Easter hand grenades.
The winter after Chet quit mowing the yard all winter, dog packs used to come roll on their backs to ward the stink into their fur. The same dogs that tore up Grandma Esler. Makes no sense how dogs can hanker after something so awful. A stink as bad as pain, dogs seem to wear it with pride.
What am I reading? Sheriff Bacon Carlisle. Do I have to read that part?
Yes!